Now, before we get into the Marvel Rivals stuff for this video, I just want to say, don't worry, Apex Legends content is not going to go anywhere. Actually, it should be staying for a long time, but I do want to talk about my sort of thoughts on the game and my relationship with the game, because it's changing. The way I feel about the game is changing, and the kind of focus that I'm putting on it is definitely going to change. Now, you may have noticed already some changes in the background, but I felt like I've finally figured things out in terms of when I want to make Apex content and when I want to make other content and where it's all going to go. And most importantly, I want you guys to know what's going on. Now, before I get into the details, I do just want to say I have been a little bit sick, so that's why there haven't been as many videos. Getting better a little bit, so yeah, bear with me if there's a couple cuts here and there as I cough my guts out, and you don't want to see that, so I'll edit that out. But besides that, this is going to be a very sort of unedited, sort of just off the top of my head video. So first things first, Apex Legends. Everyone's saying the game is dying, it's going down a terrible decline, blah blah blah. We've kind of had this story for Apex for actually like 2 months after launch. But forever, everyone said the game has been dying. Now, even though I do feel like things aren't as good as they used to be in terms of content and viewership on YouTube, I don't think the game is dying, and I don't think the game really will die. I think it's really hard to make a live service game, make it successful, and Apex is one of the very few rare exceptions. Yes, the team at Respawn and EA have made plenty of mistakes over the years, but I must say that the game itself has managed to weather the storm and stick through it, and I don't think it's going to die anytime soon. And I do think this game is going to be around for another 5, 10, 15 years from now, because it's a successful product. It's a live service title. They're lucky. They're lucky that the core gameplay of this game is so great. And they're lucky that a lot of the current devs on the team are really passionate about making sure the game stays fun. So that's pretty good. I don't think the game will die. But what about my opinion on the game personally and how I feel about it? Well, I actually still enjoy playing the game as long as there aren't cheaters involved, but making content for it is becoming increasingly more challenging. Mainly because it's not really a game for YouTube. There are some games that are good for playing, and then there are some that are good for watching, and every game sort of falls between the lines of really good for playing, really good for watching, or somewhere in between. Apex really goes more towards the really good for playing category, which means making content for it becomes difficult, especially when it's the only creative outlet you have. Like, I'm a creative person, and being creative in Apex is really difficult, and that's where things kind of gonna change, right? This is where I move on a little bit. Like I say, think Apex is a very long-term thing, but making content for it is difficult. However, I have built a name for myself with this game, and I have a community that watches my Apex content, so even if I don't necessarily creatively enjoy making Apex content, I think it's a bit silly and irresponsible for me to just completely abandon it. And I also think it's dangerous for me to start posting all sorts of different games on this channel. As much as I want this channel to be a channel for all sorts of games, I've tried it. It's been difficult. I've always seen success in other titles, whether it's the Finals, the XDefiant, Call of Duty, whatever game it may be. I get views from that game, but then eventually I go back to Apex because that game dies out, and I'm doing this for a living, and I have to make videos about something, and then everyone gets a bit confused, right? So yeah, I think I'm gonna keep making Apex content on this channel for the time being. Maybe in the future, this could end up becoming a sort of variety channel. But with the way YouTube is right now, this is gonna be Apex and Apex only. And honestly, with the lack of creative control within Apex Legends, I'm not gonna try anymore to make really high creative unique ideas within the game, because I think it's impossible. So I'm still going to do your typical stuff of showing the new seasons, showing updates, talking about the current state of the game, talking about the current meta, and showcasing the game in a way that gives you the information you need and respects your time whilst doing it. I'm not going to waste your time, and I'm not going to waste my own time trying to make content within a game that doesn't really have it. So yeah, I will post what I can about Apex, and I'll still be fairly regular with it. It's still probably going to be a lot, so keep that in mind. There will be a lot of Apex content on this channel, but it's not going to be, like, let's be honest with ourselves. There's not. I've dug this mine as deep as I can. There is nothing left. There is no secret diamonds hiding in the rough. This is Apex. The content for it is as simple as it's going to be, and it's going to stay that way. And we're going to, you know, I'm just letting you guys know. That's what it is. Like, there's no point. I'm not going to pull out a amazing movie-like experience from this game and have anything unique or different, because there's no way to do that within the tools that we have with this game. There's no sandbox tools. There's no creative mode. There's nothing like that. So, yeah, I'll post Apex content, Apex gameplay, that kind of stuff, but I'm going to have that actually as a side thing. Honestly, my main focus, main passion is going to be in other things, because if I want to keep growing, then that's what I need to do. At the end of the day, I've hit the ceiling when it comes to Apex, and there's just nothing left to do unless the game somehow sees drastic changes, and maybe it will in the future, but for now, it doesn't seem like it. So that brings me on to Marvel Rivals. It's coming out very soon, and I do have another channel where I'm going to be posting a lot of Marvel Rivals content. We're going to do the typical gaming merchant style of content when it comes to new games. I'm going to really get in deep with all of the characters, all of the maps, all of the meta, and learn everything about the game as quickly and as in depth as I can, so I can give you some really good information for you guys to delve into. So if you're interested in Marvel Rivals, I will leave a link to the channel in the description. This is going to be a place for a bunch of Marvel Rivals content for the foreseeable future. If it does well, I'll continue to do it. If it doesn't, then we'll have that conversation when we get there. But yeah, I'm definitely going to give it a really good shot. I think Marvel Rivals seems like a really cool idea. I'm not necessarily a massive fan of hero shooters. I don't know how quickly it will get boring, especially not just for me, but the community as a whole. But I'm willing to give it a try because I do like the Marvel characters, and I like the dev team working on this game. They seem really passionate about it, and the game almost seems like it just doesn't have any flaws yet, which is kind of scary with it releasing in just a few days. Maybe the servers will explode on launch day or something will go terribly wrong, because usually that never happens for new games. There's usually all sorts of horrible things and controversies and negative stuff going online with pretty much every new game launch. So Marvel Rivals is a strange surprise that it's so surprising it's hard to believe. Anyway, yeah, if and only if you want to see me cover Marvel Rivals content, check the channel in the description. If you don't really know if you care about Marvel Rivals or not, don't bother. I appreciate your support, but it's best that you watch the content that you like me create. So if you want to see Apex content, then great, you can stay on this channel and I'll keep posting it. Just as I've talked about, if you want to see Marvel Rivals content, then great, there's a channel for that as well. Now, that's not the end. I do believe that I don't know if this Marvel Rivals thing is going to be really successful or not. You may have even known, if you are a really big fan of mine and you've been watching all my streams and all my videos and kind of like a bit more involved in my content, and you probably see me try so many different games across multiple different channels over the last few years. I've done Starfield, Squad Busters, a mobile game, Pal World, DayZ, Arena Breakout, so many different things, trying to just feel for where I belong when it comes to creating content that I enjoy, that's also going to get views. And I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to keep experimenting. Next year, who knows how many games I'm going to try. But I'm probably going to just have a different channel. For every single game that I try, I will make a different channel. And when I do it, I'll let you guys know so that you know where to find it. And like I say, eventually there may be a game that I'm playing that you're like, oh, I actually like that game. And I like gaming merchant content. Then you can check out that specific channel, whether it's for Marathon or Arc Raiders or whatever upcoming games come out. So what let's say is, if you like Apex content, then here's the place for it. If you like Marvel Rivals content, there's a link in the description. Or if you want to see me play other games, then stay tuned for that. And if you're wondering about the future of Apex Legends as a whole, I wouldn't worry. The game's going to be around for a long time. It's never really going to be like Fortnite, but it is what it is, and we enjoy it for what it is and accept that and just kind of get the expectations inside of us and expect that, you know, this is the bar that Apex reaches. Not necessarily going to beat that, and sometimes that's okay. And yeah, that's a little summary of my thoughts on the game and future of my content. Thank you everyone for watching. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll have a little chat with you guys in the comments. Cheerio.